All right. All right. Hello, guys. Hope y'all are doing well today. Who's ready for Halloween? You got your costume? Ready to go? Got all your candy? That has been hard to find this year, at least the good stuff anyway for me. So I've kind of racked up or, stocked up as I've gone. We're going to have some fun today. So I am in costume. This is not normal for me. This is so out of my comfort zone for those of you who know me. But I am so excited to have a group of friends who are all creatives and they are all makers and they are so talented. And this week we are participating in a Creators Halloween Bash. And so all week long, all of these ladies have come on live on their Facebook pages. We're all sharing. You may have seen some on my page from where I've shared them this week. We're all sharing each other's videos and just kind of spreading the love of creating and making and having fun. And so that is why we are all in costume. So we're all dressing up, having a good time. I'm trying to learn how to kind of laugh at myself a little more and just have some fun. So if you don't know me, if this is your first time joining, my name is Allison Baggett. I'm the owner of the Art Studio. We are a creative art studio for kids and adults. And most of the ladies this week, if I am not mistaken, have done things for adults. We're going to switch it up a little bit today. We're going to do something for the kids. The adults can join in too, but we're going to have some fun for the kids today. All right. So while we are waiting for everybody to come on for just a minute, I'm going to kind of go through what we've got today and kind of what's going on with this live today. So welcome, Michelle from Indiana. Thank you for coming on. We are doing a fun giveaway this week. So if you look at the link in the description of this video, you should find a link to enter for those goodies. So each maker this week is going to be sending somebody off of that list some sort of happy mail. And we're going to actually be using not the one that I will send to the person, but we're going to be using the supply today that I will be sending out when all of this is over. And it's so much fun to use. I love it as an adult, but the kids have a blast with it. And there's so many different ways that you can use it. So my chicken is going away because it will not stay on. But anyway, we are going to be making a monster mask today. So super easy, lots of fun to make. And it's something that kids of all ages can make. And they're able to do this to their ability. So, they may need a little help with cutting, but this is really good cutting practice. When we do lessons with our kids, we always make sure that they get, fine motor skills in just as much as we do the creativity. Okay. So today we are going to be going in with some watercolor paper. I am using Artist Loft. I find this is really good for kids. It's got, it's really sturdy paper and it doesn't get the fuzzies on it as easily as some others. If you want to spend a little more, if you're doing this and you are, into watercolor and that sort of thing, Canson is my go-to anytime I'm working on something for me. But for kids, this is my go-to. You're going to need a popsicle stick, preferably the larger ones, but the smaller ones should work just as well, or you could do two and they could hold it with both hands. You're going to need some scissors And I've got a brush and some water kind of sitting off to the side a little bit. Just had to get it out of my way. And then my favorite part of what we're using today is the watercolor gel crayons. So these are by Uli. We use Uli in the studio like crazy. I love their products. They have a wide variety of things that are high quality, but they're fun. They have bright colors. They're easy to use. Their coverage is great. And so this is going to be our Happy Meal. So if you enter to win this week and you get picked, this will be what you get from the art studio. So make sure you go and click on that link and enter to win that. All right, so let's get started. And this one's kind of up to you how you want to do this. I've got a pencil that I'm going to be drawing my monster face with. And then I'm using my Ryobi. This is not an ad. I just love this thing. But this is my cordless glue gun, hot glue gun. I love it. I use it all the time. So it was probably one of the best purchases I have made at my studio. All right, y'all ready to get started? Let's do it. Okay, so while we are getting ready, hop in the comments and let me know what are you or your kids dressing up as this year. My daughter and I are going to be matching this year. I have 4 kids. So one of my daughters is going as Beetlejuice. My oldest son has pretty much said he's too old to trick or treat. He's 15. And then my other daughter, she's wearing the chicken suit like I am. And then our youngest son, I don't really know that. Oh no, he is. We did get him a costume. He kind of goes back and forth with what he wants to do, but he is going as one of the inflatable dinosaurs. And I was going to do that with him, but I thought about trying to do that with, T-Rex arms would not be too easy to do this. So we went with the chicken instead. All right, let's get into making a monster mask. All right, so this is the really cool part about making these is your kids can make these however they want them to be. So we're going to do one that's a little bit different than this one, just so you can see how it can be different and they don't all have to look the same. All right. So we are going to start out with our drawing. Now, my monster this time is not going to have his eyes on his face. His eyes are going to be above his head. So I am going to go in and I'm going to do like an oval for the head. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and complete that oval just so it's easier for me to draw this. And then I am going to go in and I'm going to draw 2 circles up here. Okay. So 2 circles right there and right there. These do not have to be perfectly round. It is very hard to do a perfectly round circle without something helping you out. Then I am going to come in and I'm going to do these fairly wide because when you get ready to cut this out, you want to make sure that it's not going to just flop over. You want it to be kind of sturdy. All right. So there is one eye on there, one eye on there. All right. Super easy. Your kids can do this. You can do it with them. Y'all can have fun together. All right. So now we get to come in and start working on the facial features and all of that kind of stuff. All right. We are going to go in and do a circle inside that circle. And then I'm going to do another circle in there. Okay. Then we're going to go in and do the same thing over here, but I'm going to do my circle in a different spot for the inside. Okay. So his eyes are kind of wonky. They're going everywhere. All right. Now we've got to decide what we want our face to look like. So we are going to go in and I'm going to do 2 nostrils here and there. And I kind of like this type of mouth, but I don't know. What do you think I should do? I could go with kind of like a wavy line for a mouth. And then we could do, I like that. That makes it look like an alien kind of. I like it. Let's go with it. All right. So we're going to go in and I'm going to do some teeth down here. All right. So here is where the really fun part comes in. This is where we get to use the watercolor crayons. Now, with the watercolor crayons, you can use these like a regular crayon. You do not have to use them as a watercolor. They are really creamy. The colors are amazing, and they're just a lot of fun to play with. All right. So I'm going to go with kind of this lime green right here. if you run out, these twist up like the twistable crayons do. And all I'm going to do is I'm going in and filling this in. Now, you don't have to fill in the whole thing if you are doing this like a watercolor, because it's going to spread out when we get ready to do this and put the water on it. All right. So I'm just filling in some of this, and then I am going to fill in the whole thing all the way around, all the way down there, filling in that area. Now I'm going to go in. I'm going to make sure to outline first, because that makes it a whole lot easier for me to color it in. I'm going to go around the mouth, and if I get inside the mouth a little bit, that's okay. I'll show you what we're going to do to fix that in just a little bit. Nostrils, I got a little bit of red in there from somewhere. That's okay. So you can start to see our monster coming together. Hey Trina, how are you this afternoon? All right. Thank you. Trina is the one that has put all of this together. So thank you, because that is a lot of organization. I appreciate you doing that. Hey, Miss Debbie. All right. I dressed up as one of your chickens today, Miss Debbie. Just wanted you to see. It keeps falling off. So she has the funniest chickens ever at her house. All right. So I don't have to fill in all of this. It kind of looks like Frogman too. He's funny looking. All right. So we are going to fill in all of this area. And then I'm going to come back with a darker green. I think I'm going to go with this one right here. And we're going to do some shadows on here. So if you notice on this one, when we did this, it's got some darker blue around the edges. That's how we did that. All right. We're going to go back in, and I'm going to color in just around. So we're not outlining the entire thing, but we're going back in and adding some of those accent lines. And then we're going to have some fun with the paintbrush when we get done doing all of that. All right. You could even come back in and add just a little bit more if you wanted to, if it's not enough for your liking. Kind of come in and go around all of that. All right. So that is where we are going to stop with this color. And I'm going to go in now and use the water. So I want you to see how much fun these are when you use watercolor, or when you use a wet paintbrush on these. All right, so I am just going over this. Now, I'm going outside the line, but here's the thing. We're going to cut this out in just a minute. And when I do, all that extra that I've cut out or colored outside the line, it's going to go away. So it's not going to be a huge deal, okay? And it's not going to show up. All right, so we're going to continue coloring around all of this. And then in just a second, when I'm done, I'm going to have to go blow this with the hairdryer just to get the rest of this paint dry. You can let it sit and dry if your kids are impatient like I am. Then a hairdryer will work just fine. All right. So I usually don't wait for it to dry. I usually go dry whatever I'm painting with the hairdryer. So again, you're just spreading this around. You can see the difference that it makes when you put the water on it. It is amazing, the transformation that it makes. All right, so we're almost done with that. Oh, I forgot his other eye. Let me go back and do that before we call it done. All right, look at the difference that makes. This is one I have not done yet. And then I have done all of this one. Now, I know it still looks unfinished because it is. All right. So we are going to go blow this with a hairdryer, or I may just grab a paper towel and kind of blot it dry, because I've got a lot of extra water on here. Let me just grab a paper towel and see if we can do it with that. So this, like I said, this is really good for working on those fine motor skills with your kids or your grandkids. And it's super fun because everybody gets to make it the way they want it done. All right, let me grab a paper towel real quick and then we will get back to it. All right, so this too will add some really fun texture. All right, so we're just going to go in and kind of blot with the paper towel. I'm not wanting to blot where there's white, and I'm really only going where there's like puddles of water, but it creates a really neat texture. So we are going to finish that part up, and then we'll come back in and do some accents and details. There we go. All right. So again, if I go outside those lines, it really does not matter because we're going to cut all that out in just a second. Go back in and do some detail work on here. All right. So this one, I'm going to use the black on this part, and you can use whatever color you want to, but we're going to go in and do the eyes, do the inside of the mouth, and I may do the nostrils with this too. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. All right. So I'm just coloring in this circle here. And this I'm not going to go back over with the water necessarily. I might if I want to spread it out completely, but I think it looks okay without it. And so if it looks okay to you, then go with it the way it is. All right. So we are filling that in right there. Okay. The next thing I need to do, and I turn my paper all the time, so if it's making you dizzy, I'm sorry, but it's a lot easier to turn it than it is to try and reach up there. I've already gotten paint on my chicken wing, so I have paint on me all the time. All right, so this part, we're going to fill in around those teeth. And then we're going to fill in, just like we did on the eyes, we're going to fill in this whole space. And I'm not doing the water on these because this color is going to be so much more bold without the water on it. But if I do want it filled in all the way, all I've got to do is just make sure that the entire area is covered. And then when I put the water on it, it will spread it out and make it where it's just where it's covered, but it's not lightened up or anything like that, like it did on the green. All right, so I'll finish that in, filling that in, and then let's see what we got here. All right, so we've got those done. I'm trying to decide what to do with the nostrils. They do need something, but I don't know if I want to go with like a darker green or if I just want to fill this in with the black. What do y'all think? I don't know. Kind of think I want to just do the black because we're going to do some accents around it too. So it's not going to be just those two ovals. All right. So we're going to go in, fill that in right there. Fill that one in right there. That had some water in it, so it looks a little funny. All right. So the coloring in part is done. All I need to do now is come back and do some fun accent lines and that sort of thing, and then we're ready to cut out. All right. So we are going to come in and we're just going to add some lines around here, around there. I did have a line there and a line there. We're going to go in right there and there. There's still some wet paint right there, so it's kind of wanting to smear on me right there, but that'll be all right. Okay, so up here, I'm going to go around, but I'm not going to outline the entire thing. So if you have little ones, they might need some help with this part, but the older they are, the easier this is for them to do, okay? We're going to go up there, right there. And then I'm going to turn this around so I can get this last little bit up here. And we're going to go around and get that one right there. All right. So this almost looks like Shrek. Like, I don't know. There's something Shrek-ish about it. All right. So we have got it ready to cut out. And if you wanted to, at this point, you could go in, you could cut eye holes in it and all that kind of stuff. This one I did not, because you're going to hold it in front of your face. So you really don't have to, but you can. So let's go in and cut this bad boy out. Like I said, this is a really good time for your kids to work on fine motor skills, staying on the line. We talk a lot about how our cutting hand, when we were using scissors, our cutting hand does not move direction. It just goes up and down, okay? And then your guiding hand is what moves your paper around. And that helps kids to be able to cut without, moving in the wrong directions and that sort of thing. All right. So we got all of that. My lines where I went out, all that's gone now. So you won't be able to tell. So it won't really matter. Try not to touch any paint that's wet because I don't want to put a fingerprint in it. All right, so now we're going to go here, cut that out. And then we're going to go around here. I also, too, when we're talking about cutting stuff out, we usually try and cut out shapes, like general shapes, and that way they can cut a smaller area when they're actually cutting out what they're needing to cut out versus trying to cut out a big old space and it being a lot of extra paper to cut out. All right, so we've almost got this cut out. And then we are done with that. All right, so now I have my face cut out and it looks so cute. I love these. All right, next comes the fun part with the hot glue gun. So you might want to supervise this part, but I will say even with kids, I don't let them use, well, they do use this one, but the low temperature hot glue guns are great for kids. They can use these and it may like sting if they get the glue on them, but it's not going to burn them. So they're good. I promise they can use them. All right. We use them in our studio all the time with our kids. So I'm just putting I'm terrible at measuring without a ruler, but probably about an inch, maybe a little bit longer area of glue on there. Okay. And I'm going to turn this over, and you want to put it up high enough that it's going to hold it without it flopping over, but you don't want to put it up so high that you don't have anywhere to hold. So we're going to let that sit for just a second. I'm going to hold that down and let that go. All right. So I don't know about y'all, but around here, like I said, I have 4 kids, so trick-or-treating is a big deal around here. But with Halloween being on a Sunday this year, the big debate here has been, what day is everybody trick-or-treating on? So for y'all, where you live, what day are you trick-or-treating? Are you doing it on Sunday evening? Or is your town doing something? Or what are y'all's plans for Halloween? We have, here we do our hometown Halloween on the last business day of the week. And so where my studio is right in the middle of our downtown area. And we have all of our businesses that want to participate open up. And they come in and the kids come in after school and go trick-or-treating from business to business. So it's so much fun because you get to see some really cool costumes and some just, you get to see all the kids and all the families and stuff. And it's so fun to have them around. All right. So our glue is dry, and now we have our mask. So these are super fun to make, really easy to make. If you don't have the watercolor crayons or something like this, washable markers work just as well. Okay, so you could do the same thing with a Crayola marker, and it will do the exact same thing that I have done today. But these are some of our favorite things to use here in the studio. All right, guys, I hope that y'all have had fun today. I hope that you've enjoyed watching this. If you are interested in learning more about our kids stuff that we have going on, you can text kids to 205-964-5413. And whenever we have new things come out, whenever we've got a new box coming out, you can see that that's coming up. All right. So, oh, I almost forgot. I am the last presenter for today, the last maker for today. But tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, Cut and Dry Door Hangers is going to be live on her page, and she's going to be making something really cute. I can't wait to see it. So I'm going to post her link to her page and the time that she will be coming on live. It is in the comments, hopefully. I still haven't figured out StreamYard, so who knows? But if it's not there, I'll put it there later. But anyway, she's going to be making something really fun tomorrow. Don't forget to go in and enter to win some good, fun. All of the makers are going to be giving something away at the end of the week. And so you might just win. You know, you never know. All right. So hope you guys had fun. Happy Halloween. And I'll see you later.